This is the Levels Network. I'm Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG Willie Mason and the bro Lukey Stowe. We're back in the studio, and this is the last potty of 2025.
Been a year. It's been a year. I think we ended it with a bang.
Yeah.
Fuck. I still can't believe what we did for how many days?
It was
6 years.
It was about 18 in total.
God,
18 in total with a couple of days of travel.
human body's an amazing thing, right?
It's the 3 weekends that get you.
Yeah.
Because you're like a short week before and then you're there for 3 weekends.
Yeah. It was good to get over on
Nah,
like
it
the
was
Wednesday or
good. It was
Thursday.
so fun. Yeah, it was good to get home.
Your rig was awful on the way home.
Oh, mate.
I got a video to Lukey.
Mate,
I don't know if we can share this clip.
No, don't share. I fucking did. I think I had a last little wrestle with a couple of guys in the room and fucking tweaked the Achilles. And I was just limping through Kuala Lumpur fucking bad.
Let us know in the comments if you want me to share the video.
Oh, mate, no, just fucking, I don't care. So yeah, it was one of the last nights and banging, like I was like just fucking around in the room with, I think it was Pete, my mate Pete from fucking Mackay.
Shout out to Pete.
Shout out to Pete. And woke up and I was like, my Achilles just feels like it's going to fucking snap. And then it just gradually got worse and worse. I was like, fucking hell. Last night I was feeling like shit anyway, battling through fucking Kuala Lumpur. I was nearly going to get a wheelchair. That's how bad it was. So they offered me a wheelchair and I said, not a fucking chance. Just keep limping along. Just fucking keep limping along.
I'll share the video.
That was the last little thing. I'm all right now. It's not as bad. Couple of anti-inflames and stuff. Feet up, which I was going to do it anyway for the last 2 or 3 days. The first time I left the fucking house. But yeah, what a way to end it. If I had gone to fucking get a physio, I mean like MRI, and I've tweaked an Achilles because of that fuckhead, I was going to fly up the Mackay and flog him. Fuck you.
Lukey, you gave a coffee update back to the people at home about the things that you missed in the comparisons.
It was so bad, wasn't it?
Was that the biggest thing that you noticed over there? Like, what was some other stuff that you? Because I've got a list of things that I missed while I was away. Obviously,
It's
as well.
100% a thing. The beer taps aren't as cold as they are here. You can't get a crisp schooner anywhere.
Yep.
So that's why the Guinness was a bit more of an easier move over
Yep.
there. So I did enjoy my Guinness over there. The other thing, the water bottles, how the lid doesn't
that's
come
cool.
all the way off.
Yeah, even on the Coke and Sprite, whatever you have,
Yeah.
What do they
the
do
fizzy
that for?
drinks.
Yeah. Look, it's all. I got used to it by the end, but you know, you're just natural. You're just trying to
You
get it
just
off.
rip
You
it
start
off.
with little.
But then the 2 little spikes dig into your mouth.
Oh, yeah, I'll explain it for everyone at home. So what they do is on the lid where you obviously twist off the lid on the bottle, it has like an attachment where it sort of flicks over and remains on the bottle. So I guess it's so you don't end up losing the lid.
It's
That's
beer
the thought process
saving
behind it.
Yeah, environmental sort of thing.
Environmentally,
Probably.
not wasting fucking bottle lids and all that sort of stuff. But it is torture to drink. Sometimes you'll be drinking, it's like you'll be having a drink and then you've just got the lid sitting on your nose like that.
Which has pissed me off the first week and a half. So what else? I don't know. It's just cool having like Premier League games on.
Yep.
Like you're just sitting at a bar and you're like, oh, is that a replay? Because it would be back home.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it's just
good
like
time.
either a Europa League game, Champions League game, Premier League game. So I enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
And I loved Headingley. I thought that was such a sick.
Yeah, I wish we'd spent more time in Leeds.
Liverpool was fucking wild, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What a wild little town. How long were you there for? 7 nights?
7 nights.
So it's fucking about 4 too many.
It's
How did everyone not get kicked out of Liverpool? That whole group.
well, probably you guys more than anyone else, because if you just be normal, then it's probably not as wild as.
I was normal as fuck.
Yeah, so Liverpool, if I had my time back, just because of the relationships and my mates over on the other side in Leeds, I wish we spent more time over there. The Monday and Tuesday, even though it was cool to go to the Liverpool game, we could have easily just been located in Leeds, got the train over, went and watched the Liverpool game and come back.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wish we had back. Also, I want to shout out to the Love Muscle, Brad Fussell.
What a man.
Great trip.
Mate,
Good
it's
organising.
what he does is not easy. Being a part of it, seeing the preparation that goes into it. Also, thank you to everyone that was on the tour. We were, especially probably hanging around more of the younger crew than some of the older crew. But for a lot of the times during breakfast, which you guys missed,
I had breakfast once.
I had a chat to a lot of the older people on the tour and some cool stories. A lot of people that were retired and enjoyed the trip. But yeah, for me, obviously family first and foremost, the thing that you miss the most. I went out and played golf yesterday. Travelled with my golf clubs for 3 weeks and didn't get to play. Didn't get to play. And then distant third everything else. Fuck, I miss playing golf.
Yeah.
I went out, and golfers will know this as well. When you go out and you're at a certain level of handicap around me, anywhere between 10 to 20, I reckon, you'll know this. When you have like 3 weeks off, I just went out there yesterday and there was only played 9 holes because there's a at the coast, you would have seen ads before. We've talked about it. There's like a movie that's been filmed on the golf course at the moment. The club make a lot of money by selling the golf course for half a day. Anyway, so only played 9 holes. Fuck, I played so good. It's like when you remove yourself, like this is what happens when you play golf.
Visualize.
You can get too much in your head. So I just went out there yesterday, was hitting them nice and smooth, parred a lot, and then I'll go and play golf on Friday or Saturday or whatever this week, thinking I'm the Mickey because I played so good on Wednesday, and it just turns.
We've got our RLPA golf next Friday.
Is that next Friday?
Yeah, so we fly up on Friday and then come home Saturday morning.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
it's always good stuff. That's why, actually, you know what? It just reminded me. That's why Tommy was trying to call me last night. But Mace, anything else on the Rennie before we get into the show?
It was good. It was just fun. It was just, I don't know how we got through it. It was fun. I met some good friends there.
Yeah.
Some guys that I'd hang out with after the tour.
Yeah.
A lot can fuck off.
Teabag?
But like...
You're going to hang out with Teabag back here in...
he hated that.
He's off.
Filthy.
He comes up to me, and I forgot about it too. He comes up
I
to
didn't
me.
know what you were talking about.
Yeah, so
Because I haven't seen Prison Break.
Oh, I haven't seen
And I
Prison-
just agreed with you when
So
you're
you
like,
just laughed,
you called
yeah.
Teabag. I said, yeah, that sounds pretty funny. And then we're in the room and he goes, yeah, the boys calling you Teabag. You Teabag. He goes, that makes you gay because you're the one who's... And I said, he goes, do you know what it means? I said, no, I just thought it was funny because like, he goes, this guy has his
You just laughed at
bag out because, and a tea bag.
Yeah.
Because he's a whatever.
Yeah,
and then he explained to him and said, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Right?
Teabag was the main
But
character.
Filthy goes, you swear to God, Mace, you guys aren't calling me Teabag behind my back. I said, I don't know what Hoz was fucking
I said it
talking
once.
about.
I said it once, and then you heard it.
I laughed,
And
and then I said it on the potty.
And I said it to him as well.
And then Ryan came up to me and goes, oh, you fucking got me on the potty. And I said, oh, totally forgot. Completely forgot what it was about. And he goes, oh, you got me good. And I was like, about what? And he goes, oh, Teabag thing. I said, oh, yeah, that's right.
That's what I thought.
All his mates fucking ringing him.
Yeah, because we hadn't even published it that long, and it's funny how it just comes back.
Even
straight.
like Pete fucking getting done with fucking terrorism at Anfield.
Yep.
Yep.
All these mates, what are you fucking doing?
That's right.
The wild
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah, good
Wild
trip. Shout out
crew.
to the Wanderers.
Yeah.
Big love. If you need a tour,
Yeah, highly
Hit 'em
recommend it. They do a good job. It's a pain in the ass.
We've got 7 in the next 6 months, you were saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so he does more. So his business model is more focused around, say, like junior competitions or junior teams. The opportunity to maybe if you don't make rep teams or whatever, it's not about selection. It's like, do you want to go and travel the world?
Yeah.
Do you want to go tick the box and go this part of the world where he sort of goes all over and parents and family. Mate, there's a lot like and like he gets hammered in the group text too. Like Luke, you wouldn't have seen it, but Lukey would have seen it. When you have that many people and like there may be disagreements or there may be like certain things that happen on a tour because you had 110 people, shit's going to happen. You have to deal with. I remember chatting to him on the way back, and I was just like, mate, appreciate the tour. Said probably it's not for me ever again because it's fucking it's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's fucking chaotic.
And I'm never spending that long away from my family ever again.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
that's the
longest
kicker
too.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
if we do it again, I was thinking
10
as well,
days max.
have it more focused on like the events style thing.
Yeah.
So we can plan it around what we want to do outside of that.
Yeah.
And then have the family
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
If you ever do anything
we'll
like
see.
that ever
Yeah,
again.
if like I was speaking to Kai about it as well, because in discussion and leading up to it, I thought there was probably more downtime than I anticipated. Where I could have brought her over.
Yeah, 100%.
easily. Yeah. Anyway, off the back of that too, apparently the Australian boys were awesome. Oh, here we go. Let's crack this out. We've got a present from the doggies, Mace.
Yeah, we do.
Do you want to do the honours?
So
Your game. You jumped in the car this morning, got a big box for us. What's in the box?
what's in the box? So the Bulldogs obviously new look. See if you can see that.
There we go, the logo. The last time we talked about the logo, I actually hadn't seen the logo.
No.
You had seen it.
So that's it.
Give us a look on the kit. There we go. Got the hats.
Couple of jerseys for us and a thank you note.
Yep. All right, let's give it a read. I'll read it out. What do you?
Doesn't say thank you.
There's actually no thank you.
It's no thank you. No.
Yeah.
It probably is, but fuck it.
Look, I can't wear this because you've turned me into a proper Bulldogs hater this year.
Yeah,
So
it's not a bad hat. It's new era too. Look.
yeah, that's a
So
cool
the
hat,
new
though.
jersey, the away
Give me a look.
jersey
Give me a
we've
look
got.
on the jersey because
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, and
This is what you need to look at.
just because you give us may I speak freely on
Absolutely
the
nothing.
yeah, may I speak freely on the
Of
logo.
course you can.
Look, originally, and this is totally honest, not just because they're giving us the jersey, I didn't like the design
Of course.
once I sent it on social media. It's probably not as bad as I anticipated on the jersey. This is my first time seeing it.
What about on the hat?
The hat looks looks better than the jersey. I'm still not a huge fan, but nowhere near as bad as when you just see the print
Yeah.
on the thing as my. But I've seen it's been it's divided again, hasn't it? I think it's divided the Bulldogs fan base more than Lockie Galvin coming over halfway throughout the year.
He loves it. No one's
loves
talking
it.
about him.
But thanks to the Bulldogs. Thanks to
thank you, Bulldogs.
Aaron Warburton, Stu.
Keep
As
those. We'll
guys,
hang him
Gus.
somewhere someday.
The reason I like Az too is because we've got that Eels connection. He was part of the Eels back in the day as well. So if there's one thing that's
He's
a
a good
tick with the
man.
Bulldogs, it's hanging out with you and Az, and he's doing a great job there. And thanks
It's not
for the
bad,
jersey.
yeah.
That's cool. So this is their premiership jersey. This will be their main jersey.
That's
next
the
year.
away.
That's it. That's the away.
away.
This is the home.
Oh, that's the
This-
home.
Yeah. Is it? Whatever.
I think I like the away better. Are they the same?
No, the blue's the main colour. That's
Oh,
the white
gotcha.
colour.
Yeah. I think I like
They've
this
just
one better.
inverted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like this one better. Thank you, Bulldogs. But you will not censor me all year with my takes on the Bulldogs. I'm still
don't
going
want to, mate. They don't want
to
to.
hate you guys just as much as Mace hates the Eels.
I like the Eels, man.
Here's one from Shieldsy off the back of, and we'll put a bit of a bow on at least the Ashes part of the tour. Shieldsy reckons, shout out to the Aussie lads for how they've treated the young English fans during the tour. These guys are heroes to the young kids who watch the NRL regularly. So that's one thing I notice as well. I've been at the games, seeing them walk around and appreciate the fans over there. And I've got my take on the English game, which we'll get to in a bit.
Yep.
The internationals and all that sort of stuff. But
They've got
obviously,
some good people in that team, that Aussie team.
Yeah.
The guys like Fox and all that, they know exactly how special that is to do the lap. And they do that all the time. Every single team does that.
Yeah.
And I think they really know that how loved they are in the Super League by the younger kids.
Yeah,
And they
for sure.
really take it right out of their book. Probably took them like a couple hour and a bit.
Yeah,
to
Walshy
get
was
back.
out there.
so much better
You know
than
what?
our generation.
Yeah, like we just I don't think we ever did a fucking lap.
It was a frowned upon.
It was, yeah.
It was.
It was
Like,
really
you-
free. I don't think unless you won
Hmm.
like a fucking series, World Cup or Four Nations, you're not doing a lap.
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck if you won the first test, thank the fans and everything like that as you walk off.
Yep.
But that was just the way it was. Like it's just not like, I mean, I love how it is now. They interact
Different
with their
times.
fans. It's different times, different fucking people. People are so connected because of the phones. They think Fox. Fuck. I love the Broncos. I follow you on Instagram and shit like that. They've got this connection there where it's a fucking fake connection, but it's a connection, right? Well, we didn't have that. It's like they just look at you and go, fuck, I love this guy. Fuck, thanks, mate.
No, if you'd done that back in the day, you would have it would have been an ego. Like people would have looked at him and gone, "Oh, he loves himself. Look at him into the crowd."
What's he fucking doing a lap for?
I love that they've
But you know
completely
what I mean? Like
shifted
back
the
then,
mentality.
20 years ago,
It's
25 years
awesome.
ago, like Robbie Davis still cops shit now
Yeah.
because he did a fucking lap of on it took him fucking 6 hours after he retired. He still cops shit from fucking, like it's in folklore.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because like he savored, and I don't look down upon this at all,
Hmm.
because he savored like that moment of like,
So
it's his last lap,
Let
it's
me
his
explain.
last
Let me explain
day.
this. Maybe people within, like mates and that.
Fucking like Joey and all these nice players.
Well, I don't want to name any names.
No, no,
Let's try
no,
not to
that's
name
right.
it. But so when this happened, because it was a different time, it was like
So
feeding the
2004,
ego.
2005.
It would have been viewed as feeding the ego, whereas like now the mentality around it has shifted. And you know what? At the end of the day, there is probably still a part of it, right, where people go around and boosts your ego, makes you feel a little bit good. But I tell you what, it makes the kids feel fucking better than what it ever could for you. And their opportunity to have pictures and get
But
autographs
it's
signed.
just weird how, like, I think it was like 2005 or 6, and everyone's like, oh, you fucking stayed out there until the fucking lights turned off. Like, it's like, they just take the piss out of that group so much. And I was like, this is this guy's last game for Newcastle. He's won 2 premierships with a club. He's a great of that club. It's just like, it is what it is to me. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. If you do what you want, right? But now everybody does it.
More of a gratitude thing these days. That wasn't a huge
sure it
thing
is.
in the mindset back in the day.
For sure it
Everyone
was.
like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said, the ego part of it. People could put that aside and just go, I'm so grateful that to be able to do this because of you guys.
Exactly. But like, now I love how the young men interact with everybody, and in every single ground too. It's not just their home ground. Like I've seen the boys down, Illawarra or something, hour and a half trying to get back into the sheds. And all you want to do is get back in the sheds.
Win or lose too.
Yeah, win or lose. Yeah, win or lose. So it's a
And
great
half
thing
the time
that
they end back in the sheds in just the budgies. They've given everything away.
Giving everything away, mate. They do some fantastic things, mate. It's
Yeah,
great.
because even that's a good point as well. Off the back of it, with the win or lose stuff, is that it would have been viewed as like, what the fuck are you doing? We've just lost a game. Now, I reckon that's even championed even more because when you go through, like the way that it's viewed is, you've lost, you're down in the dumps, but you still took the time to go around and see the fans. That's where the mentality is
That's when
completely
you got to
shifted.
swallow your fucking pride there.
Yeah, well, we've had different jobs, respectively, the three of us in clubland. How big of a thing is club sentiment when you're in amongst it and you're trying to post something, and you're trying to do a bit of content, and you're trying to do this, that, and the other,
Yeah, it can be viewed. It can be viewed in 2 different ways for sure.
Big time. Because I mean, there's still some players that fucking boom straight in.
Yeah.
Do not really give a shit. Especially if you're away and you've lost, you're just too angry or upset or whatever or pissed off. You just don't want to do it, and that's your prerogative as well, right? But when you're at your home ground, I don't think you can do that anymore.
My big thing too with it as well, and just say if I was, and again, like whenever I talk like this, a lot of people message me every day, go, you're a player and all this sort of stuff. But just it's more so like every team, every fan base would have 5 or 6 guys that they'd love to see more than say the other 11, right? And I'm definitely more in that 11. So there's part of it would go, fuck, just say, for example, when I was at Manly, they'd probably want to see Ches, Foz, all those sorts of guys more. So part of me going probably leaving early and not doing that sort of stuff would have been, they're probably just waiting for some of the more bigger names as well. So, but I reckon that's changed as well where, mate, you see guys.
Fuck, mate, they know that one from 1 to 30.
Mate, 18th man, it's taking pictures now. Like, they don't give a fuck.
20,
He's got the blue shirt still on.
21's going hard.
Mate, he's still got the blue shirt on. And I'm not even talking about rep footy. I'm talking about club level. That's
I
where it's
know.
like, good on him. I couldn't do it.
No,
I wouldn't do it if I was a blue
It's
shirt.
the way it is, man.
Yeah.
You just got to go with the flow, right? It does not bother me at all. But well done to the Aussie team anyway, going over there and just showing love to all the young little pommy guys. They love the sport over there. They love it.
Yep. All right. So let's get into international footy. Before we sort of break down the games and we'll break down the pack champs and the Ashes and the big players, one thing I reckon is evident now is international footy needs to be addressed at the next CBA. Despite the results for the Ashes, obviously 3-0 is not a great result for England in the Ashes, and it's been 20 years, almost 20 plus years since they've even won a game against Australia. Yeah. But the one thing, and I know maybe the numbers don't reflect that at club level, but fuck, they're passionate over there, mates, about the game, and they're really. They're really feeling neglected over there. That's my biggest takeaway. A part of the working class mentality of the North, and we've got that in Western Sydney and where you grew up in Newcastle as well, is you always talk stuff down. And I reckon that's a part of maybe what the issue as well was that, don't get me wrong. I understand the Premier League is the mecca, and then, rugby union is dominating us in the Northern Hemisphere in comparison to rugby league. But there is definitely... There's a hunger for rugby league there. It's just dormant.
Yeah.
And it needs addressing. And a big part of that for me is we need to look at international footy as a whole. People are quick to criticise and will often refer back to Origin and the NRL and all this sort of stuff. But Peter V'landys now has shown, I guess over the last 5 years, where rugby league was at here in this country around the COVID time, he's got the ability to really make moves. Yeah. And I really think now after returning after 3 weeks, he needs to the NRL need to get involved over there.
Yep.
And they need to address the CBA, the new
those guys
CBA,
included.
with international footy in mind. Because,
But what about Super League in mind?
with all of that factors in. All of that factors in for sure. Like getting a stake and getting some control in the Super League is a big part of it. But international footy, like watching the passion that people have in the North, in particular around rugby league
60,000
still.
at Wembley as well. Fuck's sake. I know they would have travelled, but there's 60,000 at Wembley.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like, come on. I know that's London. I know that's all football down there, all that kind of stuff. We went up north, went to the Evidence Stadium. I'm like, that is fucking one of the best atmospheres I've ever been involved in.
The build-up, right?
The build-up, but then when England were going good and they nearly had a couple of cracks at us and everything like that, like from where we were all the way up, I was like, where the fuck is that? Like, what sort of stadium that is? It's one of the best stadiums I've been to. That is
which one? The Everton one?
Everton. That is built for rugby
Like
league.
when Walshy got sent off.
Absolutely built for rugby league.
Yeah.
From where we were, and they were fucking slamming down. I was like, God, I wish I had won that game.
Yeah.
Just to have a decider at Headingley, which is another level of atmosphere. I was like, shit, it is there. It's there.
Yeah.
It's bubbling, but they're just not fucking winning.
No, it's factoring in the Super League. Like, there are people that are like us. That this is my main point with it. Like over there and watching how successful. And we'll get to the Pac Champs in a bit because this is a huge part of the international games needing to be addressed as well. Like being jealous, watching. I'm going to go on a tangent here.
Go, fucking go.
Super proud to be a Kiwi at the moment.
Fuck yeah.
Super proud to.
I was born there, remember?
Super proud to. You couldn't lose. Mace couldn't lose the Pac Champs. Couldn't lose.
You can't even barely lose the World Cup.
I can barely lose the World Cup. I'm fucking all in.
Mace, the only thing mate, because you are a whole legend, so you couldn't lose the Ashes as well.
Nah, I'm in. Granddad's fucking
I was
Irish.
super proud to be the Kiwi, and for a number of reasons, we'll get into that. But addressing, like being over there, chatting to the people before and after games, people messaging me on social media. Here's how, like, I've got a few things. This is where I've seen people talking about, like, how we continue capitalize on how well the Pac Champs went, how the crowds here for Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand, what they did in this competition over here, and also, like I said, the hunger for more competitive rugby league in England. And then therefore raising the level of the Super League off the back of it. So I would, and I've had a number of people, and you probably would have seen this maybe in years past, but I reckon it's something that Volandis really needs to look at the new CBA. It's currently we have a 27-week season with 3 buys and the players play 24. Now I've seen people talking about trimming it all the way down to 20. That's not going to happen. The broadcast deal, it's too much cash. You've got to be realistic. Yeah. And here's something that I think is realistic. Just bring it down to 25-week season. So therefore the players play 22 games, right? Yeah. So you're only chipping off 2 games. And the big, I guess, the elephant in the room for rugby league is state of origin and protecting state of origin. And you've got to find a way to make something unique like state of origin work whilst also trying to build the international game around it. Here's what I'd do. I'd go 24-game season, so they only play 22 games each, but I would break it 50-50 in the middle. So at the 12-game mark, and I've said this before, have a 3-week standalone break after week 12, so you sort of just get through Magic Round and all that sort of stuff. You get to Origin, no more Wednesdays, so the broadcast deal still lasts the same amount of time over the season, right? You can still start in, because the broadcasters are not going to want to trim the season and then therefore lose a couple of weeks of footy. So have Origin in the middle. Also, during that time, have England and New Zealand play during that period because they're the 2 nations that
they're the ones that get the less.
Yeah, they're the ones that miss out with Origin more than anything, and they want to be, and like there's a thirst, there's a hunger for New Zealand and England right now for more competitive rugby league. So play that in the middle. You might even, this could be controversial, like
chuck a Tonga Samoa, sort of Origin.
So here's the thing with that, right?
I fucking would.
I would be all for it, but then you'd be, and this is where there'd be pros and cons to it. What do the players select? for Samoa and Tonga.
Yeah.
That's a tough conversation, right? And I reckon
that would fuck the whole thing up.
That would divide the islands, and that would cause backlash towards players who didn't select the islands over a state of origin.
100%.
And then that's where you'd have people on the like just say people who talk about Origin and talk about the passion that's involved with CC. So there you go. I told you they weren't passionate about playing Origin because they're playing for their islands. So here's a compromise. Rather than doing that, rather than having a 3-game series, which I know a lot of people in Samoa and Tonga want, maybe we just shift that game to the start of the season with the Indigenous game at the start of the year. Like the New Zealand Māori and the Indigenous game, and play Tonga and Samoa at the start of the year as like a build-up. Like I'm just talking out loud here.
I'd still hold that at the end.
Or, and then the other thing, this is what I've talked about before, having a genuine 4 nations at the end of the season for competitive international footy, and that is based off the results every World Cup, like I've talked about before, right? So first, second, third, and fourth, pardon me, first, second, third, and fourth determine the 4 nations that follow the following years. Before we play in a World Cup again.
I'll just go back a little bit to when you were saying Origin in 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Why would you say that? It's because what are we whinging about? Like it's the recovery. Oh God, I've got to play on Wednesday. Now I've got to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's the backing up over 6 weeks. It takes a fucking hell of a lot of time. You got to have this guy's injured. He's 2 weeks. He's got suspended. This. It's a fuckery, isn't it? Like it's just if you go boom, 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 1, 2, 3, and then if you're not there, you have a fucking rest, right? Rest up the other players. You can just do nothing. It's like having like the 6 Nations when you're in Europe. They have the 6 Nations and they just have, if you're not in the 6 Nations, well, get better and try and get in there.
Even Premier League in the football codes, they have an international break.
You have an international sort of month or whatever it is. And that's where we're heading to. This ain't no fucking joke anymore. The game's not a joke. Like the Origin's worth billions. NRL, billions. International game. If we want to build this Tonga Samoa, fucking that's worth the shit that I saw, the Pac Champs that I saw this week, like the last month, it's been the best fucking level of football I've seen
international
forever.
Football. Yep, in a long time.
It would shit on the Australian and New Zealand. I mean, Australia and England. What I saw down here, the level of play and the aggression for 80 minutes, where we're like the crowds and the I was just like, wow. Because Gus said it when I was watching the game. Yes, I was like, shit. I was just over there. I was like, yeah, that's the Samoan team. Looks like, or the New Zealand teams. Fucking bash England and Australia. That's what it looked like to me because we were there live. I'm like, yeah, it looked like a pretty good atmosphere and everything like that, but the playing and the skill set and everything, I was like, fuck, I'm not going in there going Australia's going to beat Samoa tomorrow or Tonga or anyone like that easy next year in the World Cup. With confidence.
Yep.
They fucking probably will.
Yep.
But I doubt England
They deserve to be favourites.
Yeah, but I doubt England next year will come in there like they were in the last couple of years when they were going up there. Totally different story.
Yeah, look,
it's going to be hard. You come up with all those ideas, but I'm like trying to think of myself, like, how do they do that? Can they come up with Origin just for 3 games? Would they do that? Would it cost them more? CBA, does someone else grab Origin and go, fuck it, all right, NRL, you can play the 25 games there. We've got Origin, we can play when we want.
Well, that's where
that's what's going to happen.
This is where it makes sense for V'landys, and he's about making money, and if the game's making more money than the players making more money, the broadcasting deal that he negotiates with whoever it may be, whether it's 9, 7, Fox, whatever, he sells them the product of the NRL with an international break, and then he sells the international window and Origin separately. Yeah. That's more money for the game.
More money for the game, the players, everybody. We all eat off the same sort of pie.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think it's going to go down like that simply because what he's been watching in the last 2 years and just going, all right, the international game is going up and up. There's about 6 teams that are legit having a crack at each other if you're in the right sort of thing like the Pac Championships or a World Cup, all this, not these one-out tests. They're going to get blown out. Australia's going to blow everyone out one-out test, but give Samoa like 6 weeks to warm up. Give Tonga, give fucking even Fiji, give them a crack.
Yep.
Give England a crack. Australia, like everyone, some people are going to they'll be shocked at what you see.
Yeah, there's definitely a thirst. There's definitely a hunger for it. So
obviously, people are going to be in the comments coming up with
of course,
come up with your own fucking ideas. Right?
No. Whenever you propose ideas, there's always
come up
someone
and hammer us, right? And just because we're just spitballing fucking ideas of what we've just seen in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah,
come up with something good, whatever you see, because a lot of smart people in our comments, right? Come up with something that you think would suit.
Yeah. So in summary, this is the way I do it. Just to clarify, been sort of going back and forth a little bit there. 27 games in a season. Trim it down to just 25. That's 22 games played. Sort of get to about the 12 to 13 mark, because there's 25 games, whether you go 13 and 12 or 12 and 13, whatever it may be. In the middle of that, you have a
4 weeks.
You maybe even go 4 weeks, so you've got a week to recover as well for like an international origin break. And then if you still wanted to have your international football at the end of the season for Australia too, because they miss out on the international break as well whilst playing origin, then you can do that. But I reckon, especially for the elite players, if you removed it, and you brought up that point, if you removed playing origin on a Wednesday night and then having it back up on a Friday night, which
I think that's the worst
Kalen Ponga and Valentine Holmes were forced to do in game 1 of this year, then you would get a better product of origin. You would get a better product of NRL through the rounds 10 to, say, 20, which we're currently getting.
12 to 18 is nearly a fucking myth, right? It just goes that quick, doesn't it?
The level of consistency and play during those rounds are just nowhere near the back end of the season or the start of the season. You give the guys a freshen up. The guys who aren't good enough to be selected for Origin or International, they have a week's break and then they get into like a little mini camp, which is fine. They'll keep the legs ticking over.
PNG teams, there's all Fijian teams. It could be junior 21s, all that kind of shit. There's so many teams you can make up to keep these kids rolling.
Yep. So that's my proposal. I think it needs to be looked at.
It needs to be looked at right now because we're at our fucking peak of
there'd be meetings for sure.
They're just saying it's peaking at the international level right now. It's probably been at its highest at the moment. So, and now that the whole TV deal's coming in, something's got to happen.
Let's get to our players of the weekend and the OG Bull.
I can't go past our Mayor Fozzie. Like, I looked at that game. That was one of the hardest games I've ever fucking seen. That little prick. They were getting at him.
Oh, let's have a crack.
Let's have a crack.
Here you go.
All right, there you go, Fozzie. Last one for you, mate. I wish it was a beer. But yeah, that was a brilliant game. It was that brutal, right? And that little fella, he's not big, right? He's strapped up to the max. Did you see when they did the haka and that in front?
Yeah.
He could barely move.
He had more strapping tape on than Nigel Plum.
He did. He was fully strapped up. And I'm like, because I've known Fozzie for fucking since he was a young 17-year-old kid. And just the man that he's grown into now. And then watching him his last game, how much he ripped in. He set up a lot of those tries. Defensively, they were going at him. He just stayed there and willed his team. Their forwards were outstanding. They evened each other out. That Samoa versus New Zealand forward pack was fucking brutal.
I think the difference was for the Kiwis was the bench.
The bench.
We'll get to.
We'll get to those guys. But like, Fozzie was out there for 80 minutes, his last 80 minutes, and that New Zealand team, don't think that for a minute Fozzie wasn't in their head going, they're still for Foz.
100%.
They're still for Foz. Because that game was tilting with 25 minutes to go. A couple of little special plays from Fozzie got him over the line.
He was that good he even threw in a try assist to Simi Sasangi.
Yeah,
as well.
That's what he wanted to do. Just for stat padding.
Just to build up the game.
But I love him, mate. Well done on your career. And good luck with everything else, mate.
There's going to be, we'll get to my young buck, and I've got a little loophole for my young buck as well, which I was able to find. But in order for him, his partner, to set up a try for Isaac Papali'i, if you want to watch, if you want Foz 101 about what makes him so great, go look at the build up and how he squares up Chanel Harris-Davida with Xavier Willison, taking it right to the line off a quickish play the ball, which is what you're always looking for. And
that's what broke the game open,
mate. You're right, Mace. I also want to give Stacey Jones and the staff a lot of credit as well. Look, I was critical of when Stace was first, only because I wanted at the time. This is before Madge was coaching the Broncos, obviously, and he got the New South Wales gig. He'd done such a good job with the Kiwis that I didn't want to see Madge move on from the Kiwis, and I was hoping that he could have kept on building something special. But Stacey's done a great job bouncing back in this Pac Champs, because last year was underwhelming. This year they've been clinical. He had a great staffer. I've seen like guys like Adam Blair and Nathan Kalis all around in camp. And even though Samoa were awesome for about 60 minutes, to win and dominate in that fashion with some of the selections that he made, and also the part that I want to give Stace a shout out is just the content in and around Foz which we were able to see. Like there was so much stuff around him, the family, the players, how much it meant for them. Every time Joseph Tups would speak about what it meant and
awesome,
and to do it for Fozzie. So shout out to the OG of all OGs at the moment in the game, and
what a way to go out.
Good to see him go out a winner.
Did you see, the clip of Shawnee talking about him on the Titans page?
Yeah.
When he wanted to spot up Sam Thaiday or something like that?
Yeah.
Giggle. I'll show it to you after.
Even Shawnee was saying about that forward pack, he made a pretty good pack. He goes, he reckons it's the best Kiwi forward pack of all time.
Yeah, it's big. It's huge.
And I just went, I fucking think it is. I was just trying to go through the 05 forward pack that I played against, and the 04 one with Sonny and Roy and Ruben Wiki and a couple other blokes.
Kalis would have been part of them.
And they were fucking hard hitting. Kidwell and all these blokes were they were at it. But then I'm looking at the balance of this pack. Leota, one of the best forwards in the game. Fish, one of the best
Got
props.
the 2005 final.
And that big Rahihi.
Yeah, let's go with it because what
I'm not comparing them, but
let's compare them.
So the Aussies lost 24-0 this game.
24-0.
Yep. And the forward pack was Paul Rahihi,
Yep.
Motu Tony, Ruben Wiki, David Kidwell, Louis Anderson, and Shantaine Harpe. Is it Harpe?
Shantaine Harpe, far out.
Yeah. Weird,
and
was that 2005?
Off the bench, they had David Faumu, Roy Asatasi, David Solomona, and Ali Lautiti.
Some good players in there.
Good players. I just don't think. And even go to 04.
Do you want me to read the Aussie?
No, go to
04, Anzac tests and everything like that. Go to 04. That's when they weren't that much.
I more want to go to the teams that actually won. Go to 08 World Cup and see who they had in that team.
But when he was breaking down the team, I was like,
it's the front row rotation, mate.
It's the front, yeah, exactly. But I'm like,
and the bench.
Fish, Leota, the 9. Who was the 9?
Here we go. So the Anzac test in 2004. Kalis brothers are up front. Jason and
Jason
Nathan.
was fucking good. Yeah,
we had Robbie Hunter-Paul as the hooker.
Oh, Robbie Paul.
Tony Pulatua, Joe Gullival, David Kidwell. The bench, Josie Usiu, Sonny Bill, and Tavita Leolatu.
That was fun when Sonny come off the bench and played.
Yeah.
And when you 2008, you wanted?
You know what it is, mate? You know what it is? It's like it's the front rotation, and there's some good names there as well.
Yeah.
Massive names.
Yeah, no disrespect to those New Zealand teams. They were tough as fuck, different era. But then you look at this Fish, Leota, and Phoenix Crossland, he's
Played awesome.
Done a fucking great job.
Yeah. It would have been Jeremy Marshall-King before he got injured.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to go, Papali'i's the left side back row. Who's the right side back row? Fucking Nick Hora.
Nick Hora played
and then
awesome.
you got Joey Tapane as a lock. Come on, man. They are so versatile, fit, and hard hitting with a skill set and as quick as a back. And I'm like, when Shawnee said that, I said, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That would rival. I know it would be in New Zealand, they're going to be out, oh no, this team's fucking way better. Well, it's subjective, right? But I look at that and go, he's a very hard fucking team and a very hard pack to beat.
You've gone all the way back. I'm trying to think of some of the names that would have played with Shawnee and Foz. So there would have been a pack at one stage that had Jared, Jesse Bromwich, Kenny Bromwich,
2012, say 2013 World Cup,
Simon Mannering,
2013 World Cup,
Sonny Bill, Frank Pritchard,
2013 World Cup. That's that side.
Yeah,
has to be.
Have a look at the 13.
That's all those guys at their prime, and that's slept on that team.
Yeah,
that's fucking slept on because Jesse Bromwich was Mannering. Those guys are some of the best in their positions of all time.
So game.
Just go to the final against Australia,
the
quarter final that's just come up first.
Just whoever's in this,
Go to the final, Lukey, because they might not have had their best team in the quarter final and still got the job done. Final against Australia.
2013 World Cup final.
Yep, and that's against Sam and Tom, George,
so Jared Hargraves.
Yep.
Isaac Luke.
Yep.
Jesse Bromwich.
Yep.
Simon Mannering.
Yep.
Sonny Bill.
Yep.
Elijah Taylor.
Well,
I'll have something to say.
Sam Cassiano, Ben Muddalino, and Alex Glenn.
That's a Ben Muddalino on the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
Alex Glenn on the bench.
That sort of era was
and you know what? Because that was the year
Benny Match was on.
That believe it or not, that's the year I got closest when Steve Kearney was the coach and called me before the grand final. Also not playing in that game, or maybe he might have been in the centres. They had Louis Brown as an option as well, who was a mad hybrid. That team was fun.
No. That's
Tohu Harris first year. Kevin Proctor would have been thereabouts as well and killing it for the Storm. That pack was
That's
fucking
the pack
unreal.
that probably goes the closest to this pack.
I reckon that pack is probably better well balanced just because at the time, as well as fingers crossed and went in this series, Bully was a top two.
Bully was the top three. You got Bedsy, Smith, and fucking
Bully.
And Bully was for
Isaac
about 5 or
Bully.
6 years.
Yeah. That 13 pack was stacked.
Yeah.
And Sonny was Sonny. Sonny was like prime Sonny off the back of the grand final.
Yeah.
Jared was just won the GF as well. Jesse Bromwich was one of the best front rowers for 10 years.
Yeah.
That team was stacked.
That team's.
And Simon Mannering was Simon Mannering throughout his whole career.
Saw big Jared at Headingley, actually.
Jared.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was
Elijah
at that.
Taylor, all those blokes. Elijah Taylor had some fucking good skill, man.
Yeah.
But that team's probably slept on. They're probably going through that.
Fuck, that was
That was
good,
Shawnee's team.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was mainly the guys he played with.
Yeah, he was the half.
Yeah,
Him
but
and,
I just
him
look,
and Fozzie,
I can see what
76.
he's going. I can see what he was talking about with this one.
Yeah.
I think the balance, right? The balance is right. I don't know. They just seem.
Anyway, this team got the job done.
What a
and,
debate. Let us know in the comments.
Not a bad debate there as well.
Whoever can win if they win the World Cup, then that team can win a World Cup next year.
They might surpass.
Yeah,
Might surpass that
Easily.
fourth pack. Off the back of that, my young buck, and I had to look at it. What has been the criteria for young bucks? It's less than 50 games, and he ticked this box because he's only played 11 for New Zealand. But me and Mace were debating whether he's going to be 25 or younger. Dylan Brown is 25 years old still.
that's it.
And 144 days. So it's supposed to be under that, but
Just gets it.
Last
I
part of the season.
can't believe Dylan Brown. He's been around for a
Fucking
minute.
outstanding.
It feels like he's been at Parramatta for 10 years because he started as a fresh, maybe 17, 18-year-old when he
Little
made his
skinny
debut
kid
for
that
the
came
Eels. Mate, he's the Golden Boot winner. Distant second. Like, as much as I love Money had a great series over there for Australia. Keanu Kinney played well in a couple of games. There's probably a couple of names that's escaping me right now. It's Dill's the Golden Boot winner. And if you're a Newcastle Knights fan, and we've talked about this maybe in a couple of previous pods.
If you can get 12 of these games a year, you should be happy. You know what I mean? You're not going to get 25 games of that caliber. If you get 12 or 13 games of that caliber a year, you're killing it.
Yeah.
All the rest of sevens, this guy's, he was 8 and 9 this whole pack champs. He's the closest thing to Trent Barrett I've seen for ages.
Ooh, okay, that's a good comp.
Yeah.
I like that
I
comp.
didn't realise how big he was and like how good his running game. Remember, Trent Barrett slept on one of the best 5'8s.
Yeah.
Fucking
Agreed.
all time.
Yeah.
Defends like a machine. You don't spot Trent Barrett up. Yeah. He'll bash you, right? Fucking massive man hands, fucking big Tamora kid. Skill set, bang, left to right, right to left.
As
And
good,
his running game is fucking outstanding.
as good as his career was throughout his period playing rep footy as
Yeah.
well, he was more natural 6 than he ever was a 7, right?
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
times that he had to play 7. It probably wasn't
Yeah.
as natural, so that's a really good comp.
Yeah, it is. That's what it reminds me. I was just
Yeah.
like, because it's the size. It's the size. Dylan Brown's big. Trent Barrett was big. Like, there's not many people that could fuck with Trent Barrett in defence. Spot Baz up. Fuck.
Here's a thing that's I don't think has been talked about enough, and you mentioned it with the pack champs and some of the players who looked a little bit maybe lacking in certain areas. Fuck, he kept himself in really good shape, mate.
Yeah.
So
They
you
all
got to
did.
factor this in, right? So not only did Parramatta not make the 8, he missed out on about 7 out of the last 10 games of the season. Not only was he not playing first grade Mace, he wasn't even playing New South Wales Cup because Riles was like, if I'm not playing him, then I'm not going to take away an opportunity from anyone else in the club.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was in pristine condition. He was strong with the way he carried the
to
ball.
play at that level against those teams,
Yep.
and the physicality of it all, right?
Yep.
Because you're always spotting up the 3 man. You're always going to get at him, especially because he's left 3 as well. You're getting these right side back rolls, inside shoulders, outside, inside. You know, it's like you've got to communicate the whole time. He didn't look baffled at all. At all. So it's a credit to him. Credit to everyone who didn't make the 8 and that was in this final stuff.
Yeah, true. He didn't look baffled and he didn't look rattled the entire season.
No, that's
even when this was going on and people were hammering
Credit
him
to
and
him,
talking
mate.
about the number, mate, he must have just. And again, I keep going back to that last game of the season when Riles rewarded him, in my opinion, by playing him in that last game.
He said it on Matty Johns.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did Rolsey say that? Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So
Credit
it
to
was,
him and
it
his
was
character.
verified.
Because he there was something to do with the surgery that Joash was going to do.
Okay.
So I think they either moved his surgery forward
Yep.
because of it.
Yep.
Or I can't
So
remember
he could
exactly
go into
what it was.
preseason.
Yeah, but so Riles goes up to Joash and goes, look, mate,
Yep.
this is the situation. We're going to play Dill.
Yep.
And even Joash's credit, he's like, yep, sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, and again, I keep going back to it. That's the way that Dill carried himself during that period. He could have easily sulked because he is a Premier Six, and he was getting hammered. His own fan base was hammering him. The Newcastle fan base were hammering him because they were balking at the number. And they, like he was going through all this shit. And what he did, he must have stayed in the lab. He kept fit, obviously. He didn't sulk. He was a great teammate. He was rewarded at the end of the season for Parramatta. And he rewarded the Kiwis with his play and himself. And it's a credit to him. And he's going to get himself a golden boot because of it.
Credit to his character.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very fucking... It tested him big time. So he's come through that. Probably a better person. Nothing can really fuck with him now.
Yeah.
Can I add a layer to it, I think, as well? He's always been a bit of a wild child. We've all known that. He's got a kid coming up soon.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of like measures out some people. And I think he's seen the future. He's got a Newcastle ahead of him and he's just proper dialed in.
That's a good shout, mate.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. If it's I know what you mean with wild child. There were
Not a wild child, but
he
just
grew
like...
up in the spotlight straight
Correct,
away.
correct.
17, 18 years old.
yeah.
He's a pin-up boy. He's a good-looking cat. Parramatta were going through a really good period.
Mm-hmm.
He was teamed up with Moses and Gutho. They win a lot of games. They go to the GF in 2020. There's a lot of playing for the Kiwis. And, you go through these...
a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, and you're in the spotlight.
And he's young too,
And now, he's fucking 25, but he feels like a 20-year vet already.
He'll probably feel like he's 30 now. Nothing's going to fucking rock the boat with him.
Exactly. It's a good point. He's got the family coming,
Yeah.
knowing that, I had that later in my life and how that changed me personally.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good shout there, Lukey. And I am so excited for him. I've been on the Dylan Brown bandwagon the whole year when everyone's been sort of getting into him.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I hope he...
I want him to play good up there.
I want him to prove a lot of people wrong next year, and I think he can. And I'm excited to see what him and Justin Holbrook and KP and Fletcher Sharp and Sandon Smith and Phoenix Crossland
have a good team,
off the
man.
back of a good campaign. I think a lot of Newcastle fans going into international footy in the break at the end of the season would have been going, fuck, this is going to be a long season next year. I think there's excitement up in Newcastle.
Or this and that, but now they all come through.
Yeah, there's excitement up in Newcastle.
Some breaking news.
Okay.
Magic Round just announced. The games of Magic Round.
Okay. Yeah, no, that broke yesterday.
No, not yesterday, 2 hours ago.
No, that must be the article because
I broke it yesterday.
No,
Me
not
and
the
Shamus.
teams that were playing each other. The date for it was broken yesterday.
Oh,
With you're thinking round one was broken yesterday.
No, because someone was talking about the team that missed it. So let me
Who missed? Tigers?
No. Who missed it? No, Tigers missed round one. Who did they say missed it? Tell me who missed it.
I'm trying to figure it out by just
Cowboys?
looking at it. No, Cowboys
It
are
was
playing Roosters. Who did miss it? All right, Friday, Sharks, Bulldogs.
Yep.
And then into Rabbitohs, Dolphins. Saturday, Tigers, Manly. Into Roosters, Cowboys. Into Eels, Storm. Sunday, Titans, Knights. Into Warriors, Broncos. Into Panthers, Dragons.
They said it. It might even be in. If it's coming up there, it might even be in.
Raiders.
It was the Raiders. Yeah, Ricky was blowing up. Yeah. So that maybe they hadn't announced who the teams were playing, but they announced who wasn't going to be there. Because I've seen that yesterday afternoon.
Well, that's a bye earlier in the season for him, so he shouldn't be blowing up too much deluxe.
no
Maybe
Magic Round.
it's his second.
Yeah.
Is that a bye?
No,
maybe
just because of the money, like the fandom, the teams don't.
Or maybe they'll have a bye before that. Maybe it's their second bye. That's what you're fuming at.
Toby Fewman, Caesars Palace. Takes the Canberra game out of Brisbane.
Yeah, I knew it was a team that would be excited to watch. So, there you go. So, no Raiders. And look, I guess we'll be able to talk about the draw a little bit more. Like I thought about putting it in here, but next year when we start the season, we're going to be talking about who's playing what. Had a message from Jason Williams, and even though he seems like a fan and he's asked the question around the team announcement, so I think the criticism of the squad team announcement from England is a bit off. I do fully agree that both teams should announce their teams at the same time. It's a small thing, but just shows how misaligned things are globally, which is a fair point. Remember, it was implemented that way just for betting back in the day, and it stuck. I'm not aware of that. I can see pros and cons to any day, really, and loopholes around betting, so that doesn't really make sense in my opinion. This is how all our clubs announce teams over here. Are you guys saying that Premier League are doing it wrong or international football? This is where I'm going to push back on it. Premier League,
Premier League.
the Premier League comparison, they don't need advertisement. They don't need to announce teams early in the week to build up a game. The Premier League is a bad comparison because they are the mecca and they can do whatever they want. In terms of my main point, which is creating interest around the game, name it earlier, then we can help build up the game in England, which needs the help. Premier League doesn't need any help. They can announce the team fucking 90 minutes before kickoff.
yeah.
They could all walk out. Nobody would notice.
And people would still be engaged in the Premier League.
100,000.
So you've missed my main point with why I was frustrated around the announcement. But it feels like you're not. It was like a point that he thought was valid.
We wanted to have a discussion on the podcast about who's in, who's out, because then
just
it
want to build
creates
the game up.
content.
That's it. Announce it earlier like we do so you can build the whole game up for the week. The international game. That's all we want. That's it. Full stop.
All right, Jimmy Reed's got a good
Premier
one
League.
around Australia versus New Zealand, the two champions of the Pac Champs and the Ashes. That send off for the Kiwis. The Kiwis gave Fozzie in the change rooms is the Mickey. That being said, the way the Kiwis have performed in this tournament, super impressive, particularly the forward pack, which we talked about. Skip, were you to set a line and odds for a theoretical match between the Kiwis and Kangaroos this weekend, all thanks to our partners at the tab, obviously, what would it be? L1 from day one. Great for all the content on the trip away. Lads deserve it. Enjoy your break.
Jeez.
Right now, Mace, I will... If I was to give... I'll be the tab, and I'll give you the odds, and I'll give you the... Because you know now what the line means. If I give you the odds of Australia being $1.70, the Kiwis being $2.20...
Oh, you reckon?
And the line being 2.5, who would you have $10 on?
The Aussies.
Aussie still.
Yeah.
Aussie still at $1.70.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
I don't think it's fair, no. I think it'd be a lot closer.
I reckon the margin would be tighter. I'd be putting my
It'd be
10
like
on the
fucking
Kiwis.
$1.90, $1.95.
Proper
I love
coin
the
flip?
Yeah.
So normally it's...
right now, if you're talking about it right now.
If it's like, if they can't split it, it's $1.90, $1.90.
Yeah.
If it's maybe a point and a half or a half a point, it might be $1.80, $2. You think it's closer to
That's
$1.80,
I reckon it's that close.
Well,
yeah.
I reckon it's even
Right
split
now.
at the moment.
Yeah, I just think
That's my take on it.
What about if it was at Suncorp? Does that change your mind?
nothing.
What about if it was at Go Media in New Zealand or Eden Park? Does that help the Kiwis in any way?
Yeah, a little bit. It would
I'm
help.
going off
It would help more
performance.
in New Zealand for the Kiwis, but I don't think they give a fuck. The Kiwi side they play anywhere.
Yeah.
Look what they've done here. Like they play in front of their own people. Pretty much, Samoa, Tonga packed. So they've been on the back burner the whole time. There's never been a pro Kiwi crowd in any game that they played.
Yeah, that's
Did you
fair.
see that fucking crowd at Combank?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So it's been hostile for the New Zealand team, the whole Pac Champs, and they've got through that shit fucking flying colours.
How good is it like the parades and the Samoan flags?
yes. I tell you what,
That's a great point, mate.
Yeah,
They've
never been.
They've been the underdog in terms of crowds at every game they've played at.
In their home country, and
Even at Go
everything.
Media, the first
man.
game.
I know it's a tough. I don't think it's a tough thing, but as I was coming back through the airport yesterday, you come in, there's people with balloons and stuff like that. Like Socceroos go away, there's a crowd there. Volkanovski goes away, there's a crowd there. I think that's poor from Australia.
Good
that
point.
There's no media. There's not even like Danny Wilder standing there for. Obviously, the boys, a lot of them went separate ways. I do know that as well.
Yeah.
But if we're trying to celebrate the Australia team equally to how all these Pacific nations are showing their love for their country,
Yeah.
There wasn't any,
it was my point from before the tournament. We just need to show why we care about
Was
this.
there nothing there? Like when
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh wow!
So
Nothing.
that's a great point, Lukey. And you know how I
That's
had my
fucked.
criticism around the Kiwi fan base and not turning up and after the first game in the Pac Champs. It's criticism towards both the Kiwis and Australia, but it's also, man, this wave right now for both Samoa and Tonga is going crazy at the moment, because I even remember last year when Tommy Turbo was getting interviewed after the game, after they beat Tonga in the Pacific Champs last year. He's like, fuck, I thought we were in Tonga at Combank Stadium. So
Could you listen?
Samoa and Tonga are doing it fucking really well. New Zealand and Australia can be better,
Yeah.
but
It's just that new thing, right? It's that new thing. Like, you listen to the. Like, I watched the game for the first time yesterday with AirPods on. Just listen to the fucking crowd. You could not hear yourself. I've played at like Origin games and English games where you're like, that's a proper buzz. I was like, get fucked. You can't hear anything there. Anything. And even like Gus and that were just saying, and gals on the sidelines, they fucking, they couldn't speak, really. You couldn't hear it. It was just and especially imagine playing that game. That's why the hits were so brutal every game. Like it's like Origin, right? It's like every hit's a hit. Like every tackle is a tackle. An Origin tackle it's an Origin run. That was like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was the closest thing to Origin I've seen in a Pac Champs game, like a New Zealand and Samoa game. I was like, that would rival Origin physically. What I see Origin, what I see now, that game that I saw yesterday, I was like, that was probably more physical than an Origin game that I've seen this year.
Yeah, well.
And I don't give a fuck what anyone says, because if you know the physicality of the game,
you've lived it,
and you watch the physicality of Origin right now, and then you watch that game yesterday for 60, 70 minutes, I'm like, I've never seen a more brutal game. Everybody was getting hit that hard, and you just had to fucking deal with it. That's what Origin's like.
Yeah.
Now it's just like that. You just got big men out there like Junior Paulo and fucking Fish and that, flogging each other.
People were going to take that as a knock to Origin, but it's more you just.
That's my eyeball test, and that's what I saw. I've been to every Origin game for the last 5-6 years, and I've seen it. I watched it, and I'm like, then I watched that game yesterday. I'm like, that puts it up there with Origin, and I never thought anything could be, because I don't know what I saw. It was just like the singing, the hymns, the all that sort of stuff goes together with building that energy, right?
You know
and
what
that's
it
what
is,
I
mate?
felt it, and I was like, that's what you got to deliver when you're fucking out there. Those war dances and shit like that. That's the shit that brings it. I think maybe it helped with about 8 or 9 players who have actually played Origin that were out there playing, so they know what sort of level to get to. You know what I mean? Like guys like Junior Paulo, Payne Haas. There's a couple of people out there that have actually played in Origins and deciders, and they know what level to get to.
And they're actually in their prime now.
They're in their prime now.
In comparison to when back in the day.
Yeah, so they know what level to get to, and they knew and to bring everybody else up. So that's what I was saying. I was just saying, and it was like that. You think, usually tests last for like 30 minutes, smoke will die down, then, New Zealand will run away. But it was like, it's 65, 70 minutes. It took a while from the break. Yeah, and they were fucked. That's the only reason. They put that much fucking front lined it that much. They had nothing in the second half for the last 15.
Do you know what couple of my favourite parts of, and it's like a smaller detail because they'd achieved so much together, but the two pairings gave me goosebumps. Now, everyone's been talking about the passion that was in the anthems and singing the anthem and all that sort of stuff and the war dances and the huckers and all that. But seeing Bizza and Jerome lock arms again, and I know it's for Samoa and they did it for New South Wales, but seeing them lock arms for Samoa in the anthem, and then it crosses to the haka, and it's Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris back together, and seeing just their names on the back of the jersey, sort of give me a little goosebumps now thinking about it. But like how dominant that Panthers team were, and just realising that like through club level you miss that, but you cannot take that away from them once they get to playing for their country and lining up next to their brothers. And that's one part where, like I said at the start of the show, the NRL Volandis have to capitalise on this, realise that could be a different level of passion that we can tap into, and having that brotherhood back together is a key part of understanding what makes International Rugby League so special and how big it can be.
And that's what I looked at. I said, that's the closest thing to Origin I've seen that's not Origin, right? I was like, just the passion at the start, the holding, the brotherhood and everything like that, and they all play together and mate versus mate. Yeah, that's mate versus mate. The fucking Fish is over there with Leota trying to take your fucking head off, right? And that's what you're looking at. And imagine if they had Critter on the other side and you had like Spencer and all these other guys. What's going to happen next year? It's just like, that's the closest thing that you're going to get. You're never going to replicate Origin. But right this time, in the moment of this time right now with the Pacifica, this is it. Yeah. This is as close as we're going to get.
Got to capitalise on it.
And I think the players understand that.
Yep.
And they know it. And they see the crowd. They see the singing. They hear it, everything. Then they'll watch that fucking thing back and they'll go, because they've played in an Origin arena, right? They know what it feels like. They know what it is. And then you ask, I want to hear one of these brothers talk about that game. I'd love to have a chat with them in the off season.
Yeah.
Come in here, talk about that fucking whole thing. Talk about Fisher-Harris or talk to Fish or Leota or someone like that. Then let's see what happens.
What about on the flip side? What about Fish and Moses, who don't get the opportunity to play on Origin and feel like they've been neglected now for 5 or 6 years with the international game? They're lining up and they're watching Origin and going, you know what? Fuck, people view that as the pinnacle, we'll fucking show them. We'll show you. Like, these guys are the best of the best that are playing Origin, and even though they're my ex-teammates and we've got so much respect for them, all right, this is our opportunity to show you guys. Everyone who thinks Origin's the pinnacle, well, we've got something to say in the next World Cup.
Don't think for a second they ain't thinking that, right? You're going against Payne Haas. Fuck Payne Haas, the best forward in the world, dominates Origin. Fucking going at him. And Payne Haas was probably the best forward on the field.
He was awesome.
No disrespect. But they're going at him, and I love this about Payne Haas. He's fucking just went after it as well. Then you're going against Junior Paula. He's played at that level.
Yep.
Fuck, he played outstanding as well. Like, so they
Big Papa played this year and he was huge for
You know what
Queensland.
I mean? Like, they're fucking equals, mate. And everyone's like, oh, there's not many Kiwis that could play Origin. They're like, fuck you. Yeah, we could. Easy. We just can't. We just choose not to. We'd rather play for New Zealand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the sort of rivalry that's going on now, I reckon, within the players. They're like, yeah, Origin's the fucking pinnacle of the game, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, see what happens when you fuck with us when you play for Samoa in the World Cup next year or in the Pac Games. That's the sort of shit that's getting told.
That's the mentality.
That's the mentality.
And that, like I said at the start, and that was sort of around the point. And I was trying to best summarize it. Like, that's what makes me so much more proud to be Kiwi at the moment. Not like I never was in the years leading up, but like, and I said this a number of times, the incentive to be a Kiwi is nowhere near as much as any of the other nations. And I say that with all due respect. Like, when you still look at Australia, the incentive, if you are eligible enough to have the ability to choose multiple countries like yourself, mate, Australia is still considered the pinnacle. If you make Australia, they're the favourites in most of the games that they'll play, despite how good the Kiwis have gone. If you play and choose to represent your heritage of Tonga Samoa, like we've talked about before, then you still have the ability to play Origin as well. You can also flip and play for Australia later on in years coming. If you choose New Zealand, you are locked into New Zealand because New Zealand means, the crest means, the country means something to you. So that's why I've been so impressed with guys like Nafahu White, Casey McLean, like
Aaron Clark.
These guys that are making the decision to play for the Kiwis. I'm so proud of the team that went out there and got the job done because of those reasons. So
I just think they've been watching the Tonga and Samoa like train just go fuck, and they're like, fuck, we like
took it personal.
Yeah, we're taking it personal. Like, fuck, New Zealand is still the fucking top 3 nation in the world, and we'll show you guys, right? You want fucking Tonga, bang, Samoa, bang, out. Like, who's still winning?
And they beat the Aussies, 2 years ago? And all that credit is gone.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So they're thinking, well, we're still that team. And a lot of guys like Nafahu White, right?
Yeah.
He's gone, okay, I want to play because it was brilliant what he said. You know, New Zealand gave his family opportunity and everything like that. Fucking fully respect that.
Yep.
Fully Samoan heritage, all that kind of stuff. But New Zealand is where his heart lies.
Yeah.
Got to respect all that sort of stuff.
Love it.
And that's where all those guys are. Then you get leaders like Fisher Harris and Tarpanay and all these guys who are just fucking such warriors. Moses Leota could be playing for Samoa.
Yep.
But he's not. He's got his own choices as well. So there's going to be a lot of young kids going to be at that fucking, hey, I could play Origin.
Yep.
But my bloodline is New Zealand or something, or something could tilt just in that one game.
You know what it is.
Could
Again, I'll go back to it again. It's a credit to Stacey, the staff, and the leadership at the Kiwis at the moment. Because, like I said, the incentive, like my incentive, I keep going back to it, and sometimes it feels like I'm talking what it means to play to the Kiwis down. Like, if I ever was given the opportunity, I would have just jumped at it.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you can see there are examples where it hasn't been for everyone, and there have been examples where people have looked at the lure of other things outside of it. So it's credit to Stacey, New Zealand Rugby League, the leadership, I reckon Fish, Joseph Tarpany, these leaders within the Kiwis have been a big part of recruiting, making sure like people are locked in and want to be Kiwis, and it's in a good place.
The next level that they need to get to in the CBA is stop this fucking 3K per test, right?
Yeah.
You can't have 60,000 at Wembley and give the Aussies and the English team 3K each.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's bullshit. You can't play at fucking Eden Park in the Tonga Samoa. You can't have that, mate. You got to have an even split. So the next CBA will be interesting to see what the international game is worth.
For sure.
Everyone took a loss a couple of years ago to get the international game up.
Yep.
Now everybody is sitting there pretty even.
Now the product is
where it's at.
Yep.
So now we go, okay, this is about it. Now you start giving these guys what they're worth.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. You can't have 60,000 at Wembley, 54,000 at Everton, this
40,000 at Suncorp,
come away with $9,000 at the end of a tour, and then tax that, and fucking these guys are only getting 2-3 tickets a game. So bullshit.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Before we get into the games, and we've talked so much without actually talking about the performances, just a quick one for the Roosters. Victor Radley's suspension has been reduced. Victor Radley reportedly only sit out 5 NRL games now with the Roosters after they made a call once he withdrew from the Ashes and also the 3 preseason games. They're considering time served. So
Hey, they're brutal, those preseason games. Well, that's good.
What people need to understand is
You
this
missed the
was
fucking test. That's enough.
this was a Roosters self-imposed ban. This wasn't actually the NRL, so they've got the ability to make this decision.
Oh shit! Sorry, this is for the fucking
Yes, the
Yeah,
off-field.
I thought it was fucking
And the
for a head-on
reason-
tackle or something.
And the reason, like, I feel like this sucks is because we didn't get to see Victor Radley, even though, despite what they're saying about the conversations around not playing, we didn't get to see Radley in the Ashes, which for me,
Sucks.
they really missed him, and it sucks because we would have seen him part of it. But the suspension was too much anyway, just because of all the chat. And we talked about this as well. We don't really speak about off-field stuff, but this is unique in a way where it was self-imposed, and it was because obviously Uncle Nick's had such a strong stance on comments he made leading up to the year before, which sort of put them in a tough predicament. And I think, like, as much as people are going to blow up because they hate the Roosters, like, even 5's excessive for, like, he actually never really got caught for doing anything anyway, aside from a couple of text messages that didn't look great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying that side of it. But
Go through anyone's phone.
But I think he would have killed to play for England. I think he really wanted to. Like, that's the point.
I know, and that's what's disappointing as a fan and a neutral.
So the Roosters got him where that hurts.
Exactly. But, like,
Well, exactly.
They shouldn't have. Like, Radley shouldn't have been, under normal circumstances, Radley shouldn't have been able to have to make that decision, in my opinion. We should have seen Radley miss a couple of games for the Roosters for bringing the club into disrepute. And he should have been able to play the Ashes, which would have been out of sight, out of mind, and the fucking Poms really needed him. And instead of, he's still going to miss 5 games, which is still overs in my opinion, because of the stance and they took as a club, and he agreed to it, like I said. But yeah, just an interesting little.
Here's an interesting. I totally forgot about that. I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, 10 games.
Fucking hell.
And also the 3K per game that he would have got over there as well. So he's missing out on $9,000 after tax. 6.
His Roosters fine could only be 141,000.
3.5.
Boys, I am so pumped to be back with Papa Macros. Can I give you? I tipped the scales. I weighed myself before and after the tour. I went away at 101.5 kilos. I come home at 106.7.
I don't even fucking look at the scales. Just look in the mirror and go back and get a haircut. It's my first thing today.
Yeah.
Fucking elite wellness center. I'll be there for fucking 4 weeks. And straight into E-Lab.
Yeah.
For till February. Don't fucking call me for anything.
When you were binge drinking, I was binge eating.
You're binge eating.
I was binge
You gave
eating
Popeyes a
with
crack,
the
yeah.
worst possible decisions that I made over there. And I'm so glad to be back. We put in, it's order day today too for Papa Macros.
Please.
So I'm going to put in the order for us as well. Yep. We've put in our orders before, but if you haven't, you can put in the code levels30. That'll get you $30 off the first box. And if you're a returning order, put in the code levels10 and you'll get 10% off all future orders. Boys, I can't wait to get some Papa Macros into me. Starting on Sunday on delivery day. Today is order day. Delivery is Sunday. And I can't wait to get back into a rhythm.
I should be all right by Sunday.
What about the... yeah, we should be sweet by then.
Should be sweet.
All right, let's get into Australia. 30 defeating England 8. Money capped off a really good series. There's been a lot of criticism around the series in Australia, probably not been more as clinical as people would have liked to have hoped. But Money was awesome, mate. He had 4 try assists in total. He had a try. And I think the connection with Harry, who played awesome in the last game as well, I think those 2 guys in particular really connected well. And there was always going to be some teething problems with the connection between... It's like, in a way, it felt like... And this might seem like they were against each other, but not in the sense of like they wouldn't like playing each other, but they've got 2 particular styles at Penrith and Melbourne. Yeah. Harry and Money connecting well versus Isaiah Yeo in games 1.
It's like playing 2 different sides.
It's 2 completely different styles of footy.
Hard to defend.
Yeah.
I thought they complemented each other well.
Yep.
And then Harry just took charge when he had to with that little nice try dummy because everyone was so concerned with those other blokes.
Yep.
He goes, keep going, fuckheads. And I'm going to split you right down the middle. And he did for that try. It was a very important try. I thought Cleary really played the outstanding role of just getting to positions and great kicks and just didn't make any mistakes. Great defensively. Let Money do his running, like Isaiah do his ball playing. Walshy, get out the back, all that kind of stuff. They look pretty clinical. I mean, it was a little bit messy sometimes, but the weather's not very... It's not beautiful up there, is it?
Well, there's no excuse for the last game, though.
No,
the good conditions.
Yeah, but the ball still gets a little bit slippery off those grounds, you know?
So let's get to the Nathan part of it then, because I got this a little bit later. There's been a heap of criticism on Nath.
Why?
I guess because he
Didn't fucking
He
kill,
didn't set
like,
the world alight.
No, it's the standards that he plays with at club level and the dominance he has for the Panthers that hasn't been replicated in this Ashes series. And then at times for New South Wales, we talked about it a number of times. But with how well Money was playing and the joy that Harry had in games 1 and 3, probably Harry didn't have a great game 2. But also, mate, Nath would have been going into games going, I've got the fucking best player in the competition right now in the world playing fullback. And we have to manufacture ways to get him the ball in the best possible positions to make sure that he thrives for us.
Yep.
Because that's just how good Walshy was playing. Now, there were, again, going back to the conditions and stuff, and mate, as much criticism as there was for the English team, they were desperate as fuck. They didn't have the polish offensively, but there was some grit and determination in that English team that I don't think it's not getting enough respect.
No.
They just lack class.
They lack that little
Lack
final
polish.
Like because they kept the first game was so pedestrian out the back. You just don't do that against the Aussie teams, right? They just work too hard from the inside. And if you keep going around the back, they're just going to keep leading you to the sideline. It's pretty easy to defend. Then they started hitting some. That's why Kai Pearce-Paul started when he started hitting nice and flat. And Callum Watkins nice and flat on the edge. They started making some joy. Then a little offload might come through. And then you go back around through the ruck and like play that sort of football. Stop playing out the back to fucking Herbie Farnworth all the time thinking he's going to smoke everyone like he does over here in Clubland.
Yeah.
It ain't going to do that. It doesn't happen.
You know what's one thing I noticed, and it was when Mikey Lewis went down the edge, when he threw it behind Herbie and Tommy. And to be fair to Mikey Lewis, he was on the bench and he was thrust into the fullback role because Brimo
He was
went
14,
down.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
He played all right when he cut on.
Yeah, he was okay, right?
right.
But the part that was missing, and I reckon I was thinking about it when he missed the execution on the Herbie pass out the back shape, and it was a genuine 3-on-2 and they missed it. One thing that I took from Tommy Burgess in the show that he did with us on the Friday before, and I've never thought about it until he talked about preseason. He talked about being in Australia, training hard, but also being out on the paddock for long periods. And I remember when Mikey missed that pass, I started remembering the show the night before. It's in England because of the weather that you train in preseason.
Yeah.
There are nowhere near as many extras that are done. And then that's where, in my opinion, they're lacking in the execution in some of those plays. So,
It's reps, right? You're doing like 100 reps like, of all that shit.
Your criticisms around the block for block, which is fair in your own way. I'm not necessarily as critical on them in running those plays. It's just they don't know how to execute them, Mace. Yeah. They're not actually getting to anyone.
Yes,
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because that's what I'm saying. It's so pedestrian because like your first man should be trying to get outside B. Just say if you're Wormsley or a front rower, outside B so you can get the markers engaged and the B engaged. And then you have someone else out the back so he can square up. And the other guy is trying to hit outside the 4-man, inside the 3-man. And then you're trying to create those sort of numbers. If everyone does their job right, maybe you can hit a front guy, and you get them one-on-one. And then if it goes out the back, and then you have those 3-on-2s where the Walshies and that will fucking get you because they execute them all the time. And then you can get Herbie one-on-one instead of 3-on-1.
I'll give you another example, and you'll appreciate this as well because you would have been able to do this at a high level.
That's what I'm
I'll give you an example. This is because like when we talk about it technically sometimes, I don't think people understand like what players we're trying to identify. But there was an example that Australia did where they're set up in the shape and it looks like a block for block shape for Australia. And then someone out of the defensive line come up and put some pressure on the early part of the play and it broke down. Yep. And Australia still had the ability to go back into that shape, but everyone moved in a spot, right? Because they realised, all right, rather than it being a forward on the inside, a forward on the outside, and and then running the block shape because someone shot out of the line. It made them play early, but then everyone goes, all right, instead of being a lead line on the third man, Angus Crichton, everyone just brought their spot in, and a centre might become a lead a little bit closer in. When it happened to England, they completely removed themselves from trying to have that shot because it got shut down. Yep. And that's where I think they're missing on the execution.
It's just detail.
Yeah.
And all that is detail, and it's all reps and all reps. You go to an NRL fucking training pre-season, and all they do is run those lines to perfection. The middles have to run them to perfection. If you see a great team like a Penrith and a Melbourne and a Brisbane, if you run those lines wrong, you see those little fucking angry little halves at the back, whinging their ass off. You fuck, because you fucked the line up, because you're fucking it up for everyone else. So as I said, 0.5 metre in the middle, 5 metres out wide.
What was the problem with Penrith at the start of the year?
They didn't execute it. They didn't have these other young kids in there.
There's been so much movement over the last 2 or 3 years. There were players in different positions. And
Papali'i was fucking the things up. Blades was fucking it up. Lindsay was starting. You had so many different moving pieces. Where Fish was always used to doing that.
It's timing.
It's timing. It's timing, and it's repetitions, and it's years and years of building and understanding. Right, the timing of how Yowie moves, because Yowie likes to show in and he likes to play out. If you fucking overrun Yowie, expect a fucking big mouthful, right? That's for any good ball player. He wouldn't fucking do it because he's too good a bloke. But you do that to fucking Joey or someone like that, you can fucking throw the ball at you. Yeah. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like if you take his space, like where all it is repetitions. And that's all most NRL teams do. And then it goes to another level when you get in New South Wales. It goes to another level. In the Australian team, it should be fucking easy. You get to this, you just do your job, you do your job, I'll do mine. We fucking execute and we win.
What about Walshy? Had some really nice moments. Again, I think he was a player that didn't benefit with the conditions over there, but still showed his class, and I reckon he's going to explode in the World Cup next year.
Jeez, he's a danger. He's a danger, mate. He's going to be frightening if he reaches his potential, and off the field, on the field, all these little things that he's got to rectify. He's got the on-field stuff on now. Off the field, he's got things to work on, which he knows, and I think that as a man, I think he will rectify everything, right? And that is going to be a fucking scary human next year once he understands and owns that leadership role that he's going to have with the Brisbane Broncos. He'll be 24 next year. He's not a kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yep. He's been around for about six years now, so he really needs to own that. And then once he puts everything together, it's going to be a scary little human out the back for about 5 to 6, 7 years.
I wouldn't force Walsh into a leadership role as well.
Not
yet.
No, he'll gradually go in.
Yeah.
Because he's up there. He's highly respected. He just doesn't really understand where he sits now, and I think he does. And I think he does now.
2 of my favourites from the series as well. Money was my player of the series, but I had Hudson Young and Angus Crichton as probably 2 and 3.
So they're the things, right? Yeah. That England didn't have. 2 hard hitting fuckers on the edge, which they usually do. Gareth Ellis, Sam Burgess would be sitting there. Some of them keep you honest on the 4-man.
Yeah.
Those 2 always kept the 3-man honest. And if they didn't, 2's around the back, Walsh.
If it broke down and it got to Angus, he'd just steady it up, just go forward.
Late offload, just real bony little fucking, they're just both strong. Really strong, unreal in defence, don't stop moving. They were outstanding.
I want to give, in particular, credit to Hudson Young, because go back to game 1 when me and you were watching him and it didn't feel natural to him. He's a proper left side back rower, and he had to play on the right the whole series, and you could tell it was a bit awkward for him in game 1, but he got better as the series went on, and then I think as the series went on, he just realised this isn't like a Canberra Raiders Hudson Young left edge where I've got to create shape and be the best player and score tries and set up tries. He just physically went after the battle.
Just get the ball, run the good lines. If you
bash people defensively.
Underneath, smash. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think he just flicked that switch. He's not the left side back row. Crichton is still,
seniority.
Yeah, all that kind
Angus
of stuff.
Gets it.
And I thought he was outstanding.
I thought he was
fucking
good.
Ruben Cotter, all those blokes, man. They're hard men.
All right, so England haven't won a game against Australia since 1995 in the World Cup. The last time they won an Ashes game was for Great Britain in 2001. We have a World Cup coming up next year. You weren't as familiar with some of the players, some of these Mikey Lewises, and I guess wouldn't have seen a lot of, a couple of boys that we met, Jack Wellesby and all those. Moving forward, have you got any thoughts in and around some of the key positions and where they should be looking for the halves moving forward. Like,
I didn't think their halves were that bad.
yeah.
Like, Harry Smith was all right. Like, he gets you to places. Like, he's not going to, like, break the game open, but, like, fuck, he kicks good. Like, gets you to spots, as you said, like the good commas like Adam Reynolds. Like, fuck, Adam Reynolds is a gun.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then you just need a running sort of 5'8". Georgie Williams is a running 5'8". Or will Georgie be eligible next year?
Yeah, Georgie would
Does
be,
he want to play? You know, is he too old? Is he
the current captain?
Yeah, like, I think they might need a coaching change, if anything.
Georgie had a pretty good final game against Headingley, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were all right.
He had a rough games 1 and 2, but he was good in game 3.
Their back rows need to be different. That December needs to really arrive. I think he had a second year syndrome. Everyone was sort of onto him, and like he should have been in that team. Apparently he's fucking, you know, I've seen enough of him. He could do a lot of damage against Australia. They need that genuine left side back rower who's going to be a problem for our edge so they can get around the back. You know what I mean? If they don't have back rowers like that, they're not really going to cause that much damage.
Yeah.
I think their back line's pretty good. Like, they're not fucking that far off. Herbie's a gun. Herbie's the best fucking centre in the game. Fullback, they need to sort out. Is it going to be AJ? Is it going to be that Wellesby?
Yep.
Wellesby's a young kid. He's obviously rattled when I saw him that night, which he should be. You know, it's probably the first time he's been dropped in his career.
Yeah, probably.
You know, so he's really got to suck that up and go back to clubland and be the best player he can be. Otherwise, if AJ plays like he does, they'll pick AJ again.
Yeah.
Depends what they do with the coach.
Yeah.
He's going to be under the pump massively.
So there's been a lot of chat in and around Sean Wayne. You know, people have tossed up some names that we're probably more familiar with in Sam and James Graham and even Wayne. I don't know. Like, it depends on. I think you could coach Super League and then coach a World Cup. If I was to make a change and not even with the relationships that we've got with the Burgess boys, but fuck, Sam seems like an obvious candidate, doesn't he?
Him right, you know. Yeah, and you'd play for him, right? He's still, you know, he's a Super League coach now. He only retired, fucking 3 or 4 years ago. He's still current, still relevant. They love him. They love playing for him. I think, someone like that would be perfect. You know? I'm not sure where they're going, but, you know, like, I think Sean Wayne, like, I think he loves his Wigan sort of connection. You know, you can't have a coach with, you know.
Can't have bias.
It looked biased. Like, and I don't know Sean Wayne. I don't know half the Wigan players, but I'm like, so he seems to be leading towards that way.
There was an article floated about Madge, sort of came out of nowhere as well.
Fucking Madge, stop it.
Madge, no
Get
way.
away.
No, I don't want an NRL coach.
No, but I'm just saying that's genuinely been floated as well.
Yeah.
Imagine if Madge goes to England and wins in a World Cup. He's the greatest coach ever.
I don't think he fully shut it off either.
Yeah, Madge wouldn't shut off. Like, if you'd be smart not to just not shoot down any opportunities. But
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Madge would be. It's too big a job. It's too big a job nowadays at Test footy to have for an NRL coach. I think Super League coaches could do both. So therefore, I think.
But England's not that far back. They're not that. Everyone's just hammering because they got beat 3-0, right? It was expected.
They were enjoyable games.
They were in some games. They were in games where a little bit of momentum and a little bit of like execution on the edges, and you bring the crowd and everything into it, and then they'll be way, way harder, but they just couldn't.
Similar to the Kiwis and Samoa, like it was a tight contest until about the 65th minute, and then they just sort of once you sort of lose hope when you're in those positions.
Mentally, it's just hard to get back. Like when you're down 14 or 16 against an Aussie team with 25 to go, you're like, how are we going to score fucking 3 or 4 tries against these guys? It's impossible.
Yeah.
We can barely score 1.
They scored 2 in total.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that one try at Headingley was
pretty cool.
Outstanding.
Yeah. He's all right, Jez Litton. Jez Litton's got a little bit of something about him. All right, let's get to the Kiwis. They defeated, I've got the wrong scoreline here, so I'm not going to read that out, 36-14 against Samoa in the final. When I did my rankings last year, mate, and I had Nafahu White nowhere near the top 10. I'm going to help you. You're going to help me here. Where does Nafahu White end up in top 10 front rowers for season 2026 and beyond?
I think he cracked it after the weekend. I think he's cracked it. If we go for what are we going to go through? Payne Haas, Tino, Leota.
Do you remember what my not credentials? Remember what the criteria was? So if you were starting a franchise and you had to build, and you've got 3 years, right, to build your team. Remember? So therefore, it favoured younger guys more so than vets.
He wasn't there, eh?
Nafahu was nowhere near. No, he's not only at the time he was like a good feel good story off the bench and was emerging at the Roosters last year. Now if not for the seniority, I reckon he was our best front rower for New Zealand across the board. And you know how much respect I got for Fish, Moses, and even Taps, because I considered Joseph Tapine. He's a front row who's just playing lock to accommodate the other two, right? Like, but Nafahu White was the Kiwis' best forward, I reckon, over the series.
He didn't. Did he start any games?
No, all three
That's
off the bench.
Yeah, he comes on when there's a bit of damage done to the other pack and just runs roughshod. Yeah, right. But I'm not saying it doesn't happen when you start in those games. There's no room to move. When you're coming off the bench, he's perfect off the bench.
So he's
unreal leg speed. Fucking great ball carrier, mad footwork, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit different when you're coming off there.
But the thing is, mate, he was doing this for the Roosters start.
Does it all the time.
The only thing is, we won't see it as long as Fish and
exactly. I think he could do it like when he starts, when those guys, retire.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing it for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
He can fucking play. He's got a mad skill set. When he come on, he changed the game. Fucking that little break, little out ball.
Him and Aaron Clark.
Got Papali'i sitting, then I think who was the 11? Sewer, bang, little out ball that Aaron Clark ran.
Yep, Sewer was.
He should never have got.
Who was the left back row?
Sewer was the left back row.
Sewer and Sasangi.
So he got the ball real tight, and there was no way that he could have got to Luai. He did because they had a mad little combo at training.
Yeah.
I'll give you an out ball.
Yeah.
But he went from AB. That was like
Silky.
perfect. I was like, shit, I slowed that down heaps of times.
He moves well, doesn't
I said,
he?
how the fuck did he get to Luai? Luai didn't expect it. And Aaron Clark started real tight and just like he knew where he was going to get to. I was like, wow, that's thinking under fatigue, fucking communication while everyone is just like, fuck, you can't even hear yourself. I was like, this kid's got fucking everything.
You know what he must, because he doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like he's moving that. His short area quickness must be super underrated.
Because he started at, so there was I think the fullback was at A. I think Sewell was at B. Someone else, he just plunk, and then next ball try.
So nice.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Hit him with the fucking
relax.
Well.
We got this.
The Roosters and Robbo identify. So credit to the Roosters as well, because they've got a couple of really good young players that are coming through, and I consider him young in terms of like NRL games and all that sort of stuff.
How old is this kid? 23?
Mate, he is going to be. He's locked up to the Roosters for 2029. They've got themselves
going in
a good
there,
one.
fucking renegotiating right now.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon Nick's saying?
Shut up.
Go back and play for.
Go back and fucking play for Newtown.
A lot of people have been, talking about the performances of Aaron Clark as well. He's been awesome in this series as well. He's been awesome for the Warriors.
I didn't know he had it in him. I just thought he was just a cheeky little Māori kid comes off the bench for fucking Titans just talking shit.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that. I was just like, he's got some footy in him, but he's just fucking, I don't think they gave him the opportunity to start or to give him like more than 5 games because the Titans were so shit. Then they'd have to, like, he was a guy that they put back to the bench and put him in all these fucking positions where he's an out and out lock, right? Who can play, goes to New Zealand. They give him that opportunity, becomes probably fucking top 5 lock in the game, Dally M lock of the year, finishes off the year with a performance like that. He's a fucking superstar.
So
he's a perfect person to come off the bench. I'm like, everyone would love a fucking Aaron Clark off their bench. Little nugget fireball who fucking wants to kill you with a mad skill set. Skills like a halfback.
He's a gun 13.
Fucking unbelievable.
He's a gun 13. He's a perfect 14. People were taking the time because the Titans haven't been playing as well. It's pile on the Titans at the moment. And understandably so, when you've got a player like this on your roster and you let him go and he goes and tries somewhere else. But I've been saying this for a while now. How about a bit of credit to Webby and what he's doing at the Warriors?
Yeah.
Because he's just another example. Like Aaron Clark played at such a high level, and it's at the end of the day, it's up to Aaron Clark. If he wants to perform at this and he's got this in his bag, then he puts in the hard work as well.
Yeah.
But look at the stories that Webby's had at the Warriors over the last couple of years. Luke Metcalf played at Manly, Cronulla, and probably another couple of clubs before he emerged at the Warriors. No one gives a shit about the other clubs and where he was, but he become a premier half this year. Mitchie Barnett was a player that we both loved. He was aggressive and he had an error in his game and he had become a bit reckless. He was missed heavily from the Blues this year when he was missing and the Warriors. Chance Nickel-Klogstad fell out of favour with Ricky at the Canberra Raiders and was playing New South Wales Cup and was crying before a New South Wales Cup game. He goes to the Warriors, Chance was awesome in this series and has been
Fucking
a really good
outstanding.
contributor for the Warriors. The examples going on. Jackson Ford, he played about 30 games for the Dragons over 3 years. He's putting up 200 metres and 20 carries and 50 tackles in a game.
Fucking great
so
shout.
Webby has been so good over the last 2 or 3 years at getting the best out of players who would have been probably considered journeymen.
Yeah.
So credit to Aaron Clark first and foremost, because he's the one that has to
players
go
need
out and
the
live
credit.
it. And I know people want to pile on. People want to pile on the Titans, but let's give Webby a little bit of credit of how he's been able to turn these players who have been considered journeyman players and just getting the absolute max out of them. And credit to, like I said, credit to Aaron Clark.
Aaron Clark is a
What a
fucking
season.
he's a problem. He's going to be a problem next year when they all get fit. They got Barnett and they got Fish. They got himself like locked in. 2 back rowers, Metcalf back. It's going to be a problem. They just ran out of troops. That's all. Otherwise, they still made the top 6. Otherwise, they would have been a top 4. Bang. Fucking semi-final at Mount Smart. Go media, whatever you call it.
Going into the next season, people are going to write off the Warriors because of
that's what they
the fashion
fucking want.
in which.
That's what they want.
I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah.
But that's what they want.
Yeah.
Low-key, underdog mentality.
'cause
Everyone's going to write us off. Fuck that. They've still got the same fucking roster as this year. They don't run out of troops and they have even better years. Come on, man. What do you think's going to happen?
Metcalf needs to stay healthy.
You know how everyone looks at the top 8 and goes, who's going to drop out? They're one of the easiest ones
For sure.
to say.
I would say, and here's another team as well, and I've got this written down around Simi Sasangi. I reckon a lot of people are looking at the Raiders, your Bulldogs, and the Warriors as the teams, the candidates that are the easiest to drop out of the 8 because there's always 2 or 3 teams.
I just want to know who's going to replace those ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's easier to say, they'll drop out. And I'm like, fuck, who the hell deserves to jump in?
Yeah.
And whose roster has gone from here to even fucking go against the Warriors or the Bulldogs? You know?
The Dolphins.
The
The
Dolphins.
Finns
yeah.
they easily.
Yeah.
They could. They got 14 fucking locks, but
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
And they've got another one on the way.
They've got another one.
Hey, also, we gave some praise to the back rowers for the Aussies. I thought the Kiwi back rowers were awesome as well. People were sleeping on Isaiah Papali'i. I think because of the slow start for the Panthers, and I said this a number of times, Isaiah Papali'i was awesome at the start of the year when the Panthers weren't playing that great. And also his stint at the Tigers, because the stint at the Tigers and, it didn't go well for him. Isaiah Papali'i is an elite back rower. And when he gets the opportunity to play just back row
With elite players.
and he's next to his best mate, him and Dill, the connection back at Para. When those two play together, man,
Yeah, they're a problem.
Isaiah Papali'i is a problem.
Yeah, I've always rated him.
Britton Nicola was awesome as well.
Quick as he. Fucking hell. Easily play centre. He was a fucking real problem.
So shout out to the Kiwi back rowers as well, who thought had a great series across the board. Let's move to Tile Samoa. The no try for Mariner, I believe, was the correct call based off the ruling, but I think the ruling needs to change.
I agree.
Because
based on my eyes, not the ruling.
I definitely think there would.
Sorry, you have to just touch him and he's held.
Did you see any part of the ball hit the line? Because I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't. So my thing is, because it went up no try, you've got to see clear and sufficient evidence to say that it was a try. And no bias. If this happened to the Kiwis as well, my gripe is around the ruling where a player, and we've seen it before on occasion, where a player is sliding over the line. The only part that's holding the ball up is his own hand, and it never goes to the ground. And that's what I believe happened for the majority of the footage that I've seen on Dean Mariner. But I just don't like the rule, even though I thought that the referees adjudicated it in the right way. It's the rule that needs to be changed.
My eyes would have thought that some bit touched the ground. I blame the
Can you say that
curator at fucking Combank that cut the grass too short.
Can you say that with
Median.
confidence, with 100? Can you say that with 100% certainty?
I was watching it, going, "Fuck, that's hit the ground."
But like with 100% certainty?
Yeah, I swear.
Nah.
But I was watching it on my phone,
Yeah.
and my eyes are getting fucked.
So yeah, I reckon once it was up the entire time that I'd seen it, the footage that I'd seen and the replays that I'd seen, and then a Kiwis player slides in, I assumed that Dean Mariner part of the ball would have hit the deck after that,
Yeah.
but I never seen it. And because it went up no try, it was a fucking.
That's what fucked him.
By the way, unbelievable effort from Dylan Brown again. That's another part like that. I hit defensively. He come up with some really big plays the entire series as well.
Yeah, that sucked that bit.
But I reckon they got to change the rule because if you slide over and then there's no one around, where did we see it? You know what had happened in the women's game this year? So Isabel Kelly, I don't know if you guys wouldn't remember this. You didn't watch
Was it a Roosters game?
Nah, it was
an
Origin
game, yeah.
It was Origin game 3. So Isabel Kelly went over to score a try.
And she held herself up.
No one touched her, mate, right?
Yeah. And she bounced
And she
over.
slid, and her hand was underneath the ball.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
She got heavily criticised for it.
She got criticised because the part of the ball never hit the ground, but it's like, what? That should be a try.
Yeah. Wow.
And in
But
my
I don't
opinion,
mind the textbook on it still.
pardon?
I don't mind that going to the textbook.
Nah,
But no, it's the correct call not to award it the try.
Yeah.
So are you happy for that rule? Because do you want to see a part of the ball hit the ground?
Yeah, yeah. If you cross the line, it's like
No one touched her and she fucking-
I'll
Yeah,
take it to
it's
NFL
right.
then. I'll take it to NFL then. You know those guys that come through to do a touchdown and they drop the ball
Drop the
early.
ball.
Should that be a touchdown?
No, but you're over the line.
Yeah, no, it's
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no.
It's the same thing.
good argument.
You got to be.
It's a good
if
argument.
you're going to get across the line, you have to know that you boom.
I
Yeah.
get it.
But like, it's hard to do that with someone on top of you, even though you're sliding to
But
go.
that's the point of the person being on
risk
top of you.
control.
That's their job to make it harder for you.
There's no way he could because
Yeah, I know.
all the body weight was on top.
That was fucked. That was just terrible, mate.
There was
Because right
another
on half
tight
time,
one.
that could have nearly
There was
changed
another
the game.
tight one in the final series where like the camera's trying to like peek through it to look for like a single
Surely it
blade
hit
of grass
one
on
blade
the
of
ball.
grass.
Oh, you might have been because a lot of the Samoan fans have been blown up. Did you see the first game when Dylan Brown hit the pad and he was like sliding?
Yeah.
And it was like because it had gone up try, there was not sufficient evidence to rule
Because if
against
they had
it.
it went up,
That's
if they
what
had
I
it went
was
up
saying,
try, it was going to be a try.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's just
If
because the
Ashley had
ref
set
said-
it up
yeah,
a try,
yeah. It would
and
have been
then-
a try because they just would have found a way. It would have hit the fucking little bit of grass. Ashley Klein's fault.
Someone made a TikTok of him in the Kiwi jersey. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Anyway, that would have fucking.
He's an easy target.
He
He's an
is.
easy target, but and not just saying this because I'm a Kiwi. I thought for the most part, and there was a decision in the lead up to just before that try where it looked as though Fozzie had overrun maybe Britton Nickiter, and it looked like an obstruction, but Britton Nickiter sort of gets tackled anyway. Yeah, I don't think he.
I thought he refed all right.
Yeah,
Kept the game flowing. That was a fucking brutal game.
Simi Sasangi. I need to see more of Simi Sasangi, man.
It's going to be hard for him too. Again.
Where do you find a spot for him? You got Hudson Young on the left, right, and competing. 'Cause no one's going to move Hudson Young out of the left edge back row. That's Simi Sasangi's best position too, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
He can also play in the centres, and he's shown that he can play 6.
Can he play lock?
Ooh, that's a good shout. But then you got Morgan Smithies, Zach Hoskins,
Yeah,
Corey Horsburgh.
Zach's a back row as well.
Corey Horsburgh.
And the
So on the
Bras, yeah.
right-hand side, you've got Matty Nicholson,
Nicholson, yeah.
and Zach Hoskin. And I was thinking about it, trying to find a position for him. And to my point about the Warriors and the Raiders are going to be a problem again next year.
Yeah.
They just need to figure out what that 7 and that right edge defense looks
Yeah.
like, which could be, right, you could be as good as a player Jamal Fogarty is and the control that he had for the team, which for sure benefited the Raiders defensively and the issues that they had at the
right
back end of the
side.
season. Even though you're missing him with the direction, it could be a tick for the problems that they had defensively
Yeah.
as well. Raiders are so deep, man.
Yeah, just not in the halves.
We don't know yet because
Yeah.
we haven't seen Sanders play there at that level. Remember, I was speaking
That's
to
the
Strangey.
hardest thing. That's the hardest thing.
Strangey
getting
thinks that
seven-
Ethan Sanders has got the ability.
Getting that 7 on point straight away. Not fucking teething problems for fucking 10 rounds. You know what I mean? Sticky's got to pick and stick.
Yeah.
Fucking, he'll struggle with that.
They've also got because he
Fucking
especially for younger
Because
guys.
he's going to have, it ain't just going to be Sam and Smith's job to have. He's going to have other guys there.
Who's Sanders Smith at Newcastle?
Ethan
Well, no,
Sanders.
Ethan Sanders.
Ethan
Ethan Sanders. It's not going to be his job. Yeah, have it, mate.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's
it's
on
your
the way.
job.
That young kid Kobe Black from the Broncos is on his way down there
Yeah,
too.
that's
So.
sort of-
Interesting,
There's gonna be
how
the-
that all sort of plays out.
Yeah, but there's going to be about 3 or 4. We will have those guys, those young kids, fucking chewing at this fucking bone, which will be a ball, fucking all preseason.
Ricky, you know Ricky
I
better
know,
than
yeah.
me, mate. I reckon he's trying to. I think Sanders is his guy.
Yeah.
He wants to create competition, obviously,
it.
but he also wants to create a bit of fire for him.
Fuck
because
yeah.
he's gone out and gone Dane Laurie. Dane Laurie's shown the ability where he's a fullback but could play 6.
Yeah.
He also, KO Weeks has played halves before. So he's just creating enough pressure for Ethan Sanders to make sure he knows that you're not going to be given this job.
Yeah.
You got to earn it.
100%. And that'll be the best thing for him.
So, yes. But back to Simi Sasangi. He had a really good series
I don't know what
as well.
to do with Simi Sasangi.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's a fucking gun.
Yeah.
Every time he wears that Raiders jersey, he's a problem. He's got scores a try, makes a line break assist, everything. Hits hard, hits like a rock. Where do you put him? Huddy Young's one of the best back rows in the comp.
Yeah.
He's your left side back row. Don't wish harm upon any of those players. No injuries or anything like that. And you still have a full strength side. Does he play in the middle? Does he come off and just he fix the fucking spots everywhere? Give me
your 2 back rolls in your lock for the Canberra Raiders going into week 1.
It would be Huddy Young, Matty Nicholson, or Hoskins, I think, on the right.
Go pick him.
I'd go Hoskins because he was there the whole year pretty much.
Yep.
Lock would be the bra.
Yeah.
That's it. I think they've done the job.
I'll go Matty Nicholson on the right. I'll go Hoskins at lock.
Yeah.
And I reckon they've got to find, that 1-2 punch that's probably not going to have as much depth because they had to let go of that Trey Mooney as well, who didn't play all week this year. And Big Papa, this will, I reckon, to be obviously his final season, and he's only going to have probably about good 20 to 25 minutes in him. I reckon you might see maybe the bra move up front to front row with Taps and bring Pups off the bench.
Yeah, and I think it's just Simi Sasangi just plays in the middle and plays both edges because I don't really like seeing him on the left edge the whole time because he can play right edge. I've seen him fucking come off his right foot in behind the ruck. His leg speed.
Smithies as well.
Yeah, his leg speed is dangerous. So, imagine him just coming on the last 20 minutes of every half and just fucking going mad.
Payne Haas, we'll finish off with this. Did you see his try saver in the 30th minute? Can I show you a clip, Luke, and you might be able to clip this up and actually
he's a fucking
it was 30 minutes into the game and both Blocker and Mick Ennis were talking about it in the coverage as well. The one part that I took from the try saver is the stare down on Blaze Talangi, who missed the contact, which allowed.
Was it Sasangi? Wasn't it? No, I mean
no.
Lee? Was it Nafari?
No, Dylan Brown. No, it could have been Dylan Brown that went through. Anyway, whoever made the break and went through, that one play and respectfully to the OGs that have gone before him, when you talk about he was built in a lab and the ability to make that tackle from where he come from, there's no other front row in the competition that's ever played that can make that play in the 30th minute and still play and then later on have a couple of carries that lead to getting you in positions to get yourself a penalty. He is just an absolute freak.
It's a different level. I thought we were talking about when Nafahu White made that break and then he comes from there and just grabs him, right?
Yeah.
Just manhandles him. That was about 5 meters
Do you want me
out.
to show you the clip so we're on the same page?
Yeah. I'm not sure which one we're talking about because he's done about 3 or 4 of them.
Here, I'll get this up.
Yeah, no one's built like this guy.
He is.
And even in that game where it was so brutal and he was, in my eyes, was the best forward in the field.
Yeah, he was awesome.
If you go on numbers and just the way he was, his presence, the runs that he was having, the try savers that he was, he's not vocal at all, but that stare down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd break your heart if you were Blaze Talangi.
Where is it?
You'd be like,
Foxley.
fuck, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Take it easy.
So there he is. Look, he's in the tackle.
Yep.
Oh, wait, goes another. They go one more. Keanu Kinney gets tackled here. Second mark. He gets stuck at second marker. Watch him move from here. So he's at second marker. Inside pressure. Keeps on going. Runs past 1, 2, 3. And makes the tackle on Dylan Brown there. Watch him. Watch. Look at him. There's the look at who missed the tackle, which is like Blaze Talangi.
Coming back, going, sorry.
Back. And this isn't a shot at Blaze. This is just an example, right? This is what happens. So because he has to do so much work, he can't even be that aggressive front rower that just goes rah, rah, and fucking blows up at his outside backs or middles, right? So then watch the play unfold. And by the way, Roger still made the tackle, but it could have been completely different if he didn't make it. Look, doesn't say anything, makes the tackle, moves back. So one in, tough carry. This is tough for everyone who comes off. And then they got another one this short side, which is they should have gone to the open. And there's indecision here between Jazz. Look, and look at this. Look at him. He's like, what the fuck? He does that much work, but and then like there might be things happen, and this isn't a shot at the players.
No.
Because
It
this
just
happens at
happens,
Broncos as
it
well.
happens.
He's always that tired and gets through so much work where he's always got to be
I don't
like.
think he's that. He ain't that bloke that's going to blow up here.
He can't, mate, because
No,
he's
but
too tired from
but
doing all the
that's
work
not
that he
his
does.
It's not his personality. You know what I mean? He doesn't go fuck and
Yeah.
like just lip. He just has to stare at you and go, you know, you fucked up.
What would you say after you made that tackle?
Fuck,
when
sorry,
someone
bro.
made the error? No. If you
you're-
were him.
I wouldn't fucking say that much either. Do you know what I mean? But I'll say a lot to fucking to Jazz.
Yeah.
Right? For that.
No, it wasn't Jazz who knocked it on.
Who knocked it on?
I think someone who was their centre come off the side. It's gonna
Whoever knocked that on,
Yeah.
that'd be my problem. Like,
Yeah.
you miss your tackles, like the young kid missed your tackles. He's going to be there. It's fucking, you got to make your tackles, mate.
Mm.
That's it. And then look, and then that one who dropped the ball, that's the fucking one that'll break me. You fuck, it wouldn't be brutal, but
Yeah.
just catch the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake,
Fuck, he's a
you
freak.
have to do everything.
He's a freak.
He's the best prop. He was outstanding, mate. Fuck that, the whole series, outstanding.
Awesome series.
Unbelievable.
Awesome series back here in the Pac Champs. International Rugby League's in a good spot. We're kicking the feet up now for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good break.
If we have something come up, some interviews,
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
We might do something randomly, but not going to say we're definitely going to do it. Year 3, we'll see you in Year 4, see you in 2026.
All right,
Let's do it.
later.